and maybe even more than a map. We'll see. As in the top left, spawning as the blue Terran player, it's going to be TY.
And in the bottom right, we just have the man who writes his name once. It is Zest.
Indeed, it is Zest. Now, Submarine is such a tricky map for Protoss. First of all, the rush distance is insanely short. The Reaper jump-in spots on this map are insane. There is no Reaper wall here either. And then there's tank positions on this map. Like there's a little, I'm not sure what it is, like the tree that is with the dome, you know, between the natural and the third.
I see it.
Behind that spot, like if there's like 2 tanks there, your ramp is non-usable anymore. And then Terran can decide to either attack your natural and third, and you need to rotate your army into tank fire. Like, it's so freaking tricky. Then there's a tank spot near your fourth base, near the rocks, which is like, either this entire map is just tank city. It makes no sense whatsoever. This is almost always the first veto of every single toss, and if it isn't, usually we see proxy stargates, which is probably the reason why TY is opening up with a double gas. I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised we're seeing a double gas opener coming out of TY.
Yep, just play it safe, give him coverage against what may give Zest his best chance of winning here. It's one of those scenarios where if you can just survive into the mid game, you're probably going to be feeling really good about your position. So that's all he's planning on doing, surviving that long, and you'll be happy.
Yeah, and very often the best way to survive into a mid game is to just be really aggressive. Not necessarily a big fan of the Reaper start, but of course it's also a very good map for Reaper, so he's kind of spreading his chance. A little bit of Reaper, a little bit of early game aggression, second Reaper. The problem with these Reaper builds very often is if they don't do the damage that they kind of need to, it's going to be kind of hard to get back into the game. But this bunker just seems to be going up. If this bunker goes up, I'm honestly feeling a hard time coming here for Zest. I really am, because that second pylon on the low ground, it's not really in a great position. Oh my god, is this bunker gonna finish?
Oh, it's
no,
super close. It's just not.
Oh my god, what is that? A second?
Yeah, it's super close. It's 28 over 29, so just about a second. It is, right? If that bunker goes up, Zest is in so much more trouble. He has to deal with so much more invest into defending it. It wouldn't be pretty.
Absolutely won't be pretty. So yeah, that's just really rough for TY, because if you're opening up with double Reaper, hell, if you're opening up with double Reaper card, that's kind of what you're banking on, right? You want the units, the gateway units of Zest to be busy with that first bunker, and then you kind of run in with your Hellion into the main base, try and do some damage there. We see Robo as a start here for Zest. 2 Reapers going to jump into the main base, not going to work out, and this opener out of TY kind of fell flat on its face.
Yeah, it did not do much at all, so you will play from a little bit of a deficit here early, which maybe gives Zest a little bit of a lead to try and offset the fact that this is a great Terran map, so Zest got to be feeling good about that at least.
Yeah, this is nice to start with. We are going to be seeing a mine follow-up. Zest is following this up to the Robotics Bay. I'd be surprised if this is for a Colossus drop, by the way. If you're playing against someone opening 2 gas and you go into a Colossi drop, you're going to have very little units. I think, in my opinion, you're going to be building a lot of gateway units here and then rushing into that Colossi to try and create some safety for yourself and maybe some map control once your thermal lens finishes up. But this does not smell like a Colossi drop to me at all.
No, it just doesn't. It's such a huge investment for something that can pay off for sure, but like, when do you then, how do you then survive, right? You have one Colossus versus so many of the different pushes that can come your way. Here comes TY with a little bit of a drop right now, a couple Widow Mines, but I hope Zest doesn't try and surround those with probes, because that's definitely not going to be how to defend against TY, as he does have an observer here, so he gets rid of the first one. He will actually have to probe pull away from the main base, however. A nice little unburr on the Widow Mine, didn't need to do any damage there. The Marines were able to get the kills. Surprised we didn't see target fire at the end for one more probe. But a couple workers, and now the Widow Mine on the natural one more time. Maybe a bit greedy on the burrow reburrow. It was.
Yeah,
doesn't get a
slightly
kill.
too much. Against Robo, I don't even mind if you just leave the mine drop in like a dead space, because there's no blink. So If you're going into like a third base later on, it means you're gonna need to leave units on both sides because you can't just blink down, which can be very, very tricky for TOS. TY actually going to this position. He just doesn't have the units for this, right? Does he? He has 5 Marines with this. There's a lip going into the main base. Zest spotted that Liberator with a probe in the cutest position. Liberator was queued up. Is going to die. Just straight up shift queuing that in. That is not what you want here, TY. Does manage to take out a couple of probes, but all of the aggression so far that TY has done has absolutely failed. Look at the units lost. 1,200 resources lost against 375. Oh my god, Wardy, I'm not sure about this follow-up push coming out of Zest, but there's really just nothing here for TY. He has no units.
No, he has barely anything. He does have a few units still being aggressive, but now they're in a bit of trouble. Just boosts away and keeps everything alive there, but now there's Medevac's on the map, and it looks like Zest wants to try and hunt it down. He knows that's a good bit of value, including the siege tank in that Medevac, so if he can get the kill on it, then brilliant. You can see the units are hunting. Yeah, the Marine's brilliant.
This Marine is so good. That's so brilliant coming out of TY. He should not send out... Yeah, okay. He queued it up already, the Medevac. He was going to fly straight into that Stalker. I wonder if Zest is just going to leave it on patrol there for a long time. I think he just might. Zest is really quite smart about these things very, very often. Forward base going down, Wardy. And at a location which... Oh, that's a big location, all right. That's a location.
That's just not where you want the 4th base to be. 9 times out of 10, this Medevac goes for the boost, but the Stalker was still here. Medevac here takes 1 shot and still gets away.
Yeah, scary moments though. Raven at home should be capable of denying that Observer that is on the natural, but doesn't quite end up finding it. To be fair, that Observer isn't seeing too much, but still ballsy move outs here coming out of Zest with his army. He knows he's ahead and throws down 7 gateways. Post fort base, start storm.
Yeah.
As well as his +1 in charge on the way. What is the gateway count going to be here? This is going to be going up to 10 gates. He has 67 workers already. He's getting good upgrades. Is that prism speed?
It is. Gravitic drive, warp prism speed as well. Really just, I mean, I like what Zest sets up into. Obviously, TY finally gets his own 3rd base set down. He still hasn't got it really saturated yet. That's the issue, right? I mean, talking about Zest starting to send probes to a 4th base while TY sends probes to SCVs to a 3rd.
Yeah, that's really the issue. TY is never going to find this 4th. He's going to accidentally spot it with a drop or like a queued up attack later on, but this is... To be fair, I don't play Submarine too much, so I'm not actually sure what tosses are doing here, but the other fort base is so tricky to hold, but this is so far away from basically anything that is even remotely defendable that it can be hard. It would be a massive blow to TY, by the way, if Zest manages to win this. Viking is in the dead space already, Gravitic Drive is about to finish up, but Zest doesn't really want to risk it, right? What if a second Viking shows up? What if there's a turret in the main? Just gonna lose your prism for nothing. 4 more gates on the way, gonna be going up to 14 gates. 5th base should be going down soon as well. We see 75 probes here for Zest. I think that's where he's gonna stay on for some time. As I said, he queues up 4 more probes. I love my life. Yeah, 5th base going down. He actually cancelled it. Might have been misplaced or something like that. Now we have 4 Templar going into the natural. Oh, and that is 10, 12, 10, 9 that SCVs.
The High Templar actually went for a Marine kill as well on the auto attacks. Man, he loves these Stone Drops Zest today.
Yeah, he really does. He's been doing a good job with them as well. Another turret goes up here for TY, who's kind of miraculously hanging on in a supply count. You know, it feels like he's been behind ever since the start, but. Good Stormbolt once again coming out of Zest. He's gonna lose these Templars though. That's 7 SCVs for Templar in a prison. I guess gets a couple of SCVs as well.
Yeah, he gets a couple more at the end. I mean, it is expensive, right? And you have to rebuild that prism. The High Templar even...
He's rich though.
Yeah, he is rich, but even just having to, get time to build up the Storm Energy again, I guess it doesn't really matter. He's just got a lot of stuff, and he's doing kind of... It's just that idea of, right, you give up whatever you can to deny the economy. And the slower that a TY's economy is, he's basically just set up on one big attack right now, right? There's no follow-up, there's no rebuild. And even this one attack is going to be, behind where he wants to be because Zest just has that much stuff. He's had that much economy of his own untouched all game long.
Yeah, it's so funny. TY just scanned the forward page. He's like, hey, wait, I see probes transfer. That's really late. This game might not be too bad for me. But not realizing that left side base is the one that's gonna give him so many troubles and headaches. That base was built after 3 gateways, I think, maybe even 2 gateways.
It was 2 gateways, yeah.
Yeah, a 2-gate forward base off of Colossus. I mean, there's greedy and then there's that. Double hallucinated prism with the real prism behind it. This is something new. It's gonna get a single storm off. Marines are still relatively safe though in the back. There's a couple of tanks that are trying to do some damage. Single Colossi pushing out a lot of damage as well. I mean, there's another big Zealot warp in at home. Zealots in the natural base doing some damage. Colossi dies. There's still one storm, maybe? Yes. Oh
it just became available. Yeah, the last storm there that you saw, he was waiting for the energy on the high template. It was like 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, stormed instantly when it hit 75. And it just helped to make the final bit of difference there. TY taps out Zest, starts the finals with a win, still hasn't... It makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, that's making some sense. All right. Game number 2 here. Between in the top left spawning as the Blue Protoss player. Currently teamless, it is Zest. However, after this tournament performance, I'm not sure how long he will remain teamless because holy freaking crap. And in the bottom right side, spawning as the Red Terran player. The man who's down 1-0, but not out yet. It is TY.
Alright, well, game number 2. As we get this one set up to go. And it's crazy to think TY just announcing that he's going to the military this year as well, right? And we kind of assume Zest is as well soon at some point. He doesn't say anything about it, but he surely must go soon. It's this might be one of the last times you see these guys in the WardiTV event for a couple of years at least.
For a couple of years at least, yeah, might very well be right. So cool to see both of them in the finals. We see the rally point of the SCV on this probe over here. We'll start drilling away. We have Cybercore being built at home for Zest, so just opening. Ooh, what is this? Okay. No, okay, it was just in case of an eBay block.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I like that. I do like that. I really do like that. Yep. Another probe. Second pylon on the high ground. Curious.
I'm intrigued. Usually you put your second pylon low ground, so do you think maybe hide something away in this corner that maybe TY would expect? Stargate?
Yeah, I'm thinking Stargate. I'm feeling Stargate here, Wardy. Ooh, this is Fast Factory. This is looking a little bit like Cars, maybe, no? This is
Cars?
a Fast Factory, yeah. Cars. This could be Cars.
Reactor starts up on the back, so Cars are a possibility. Is
Bunker, though. Bunker doesn't smell like Cars. I'm going to talk about the Disney movie here. Is it Pixar or Disney? Probably Pixar. Cars. I haven't seen the movie yet. Is it any good, Party? You've probably seen Cars.
I've seen Cars. It's great.
It's great. Is it Pixar though or Disney?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's probably Disney. No, it's Disney. It's Disney.
It's Disney because it's in Disneyland.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as
well.
No,
it's both.
It's both.
Produced by Pixar and released by Walt Disney Pictures.
Oh, really? I thought that Disney made like their own stuff or something like that. They have their own animation studio.
Well, I guess so. But this one's both. Huh? There you go.
Crazy. Yeah, I remember. I went in that ride in Disney in California. No.
Yeah. It's a good
second park. No.
Yeah. California Adventures.
That's what it's called, California Adventures. That's a nice ride. It's an okay ride. You also had a ride there with like the little mining carts. I'm not sure what it was for, but I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty painful on the ribs though at times because you make these very sharp turns. I'm not much of a roller coaster rider usually, but these I did like it. I've been getting better at it. When I was a kid, I was really afraid of roller coasters, but now, these days, now that I'm a man, Wardy, I can take them. 2 cars, so we were right about the cars, except about what studio they were made by, and they're gonna get 2 kills. There's 2 more on the way. This Oracle, he's gonna get 17 kills, isn't he?
He's gonna get a lot, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a lot done over here. Um, yeah, this Marine's gonna die as well. This Marine, there's no reactor here either, by the way. This is single Marine production. 7 kills, 2 of those were non-SCVs because we only got 5 SCV kills. I guess 2 of them were Marines. We had a proxied Viking, and the follow-up here is more cars, and I don't actually know what the follow-up here will be. Like, this does not look good for TY though.
No, he's got the... Yeah. I mean, when you have to build like a Viking out of your proxied starboard to try and survive, it isn't looking pretty for you at all. Zest is going to remain on fire, and he's going to take a 2-0 lead in this finals. TY...
Any luck either, honestly. I mean, last game you play Cars, you play Stargate for what, the first time in the 5-6 games we've seen him play, or 4 games that we've seen him play today. Like, it is a little bit unfortunate as well, of course, that those build orders match up, because that is the absolute counter to Cars, is that you get those Stargate units out. And he also has batteries prepared, and that's not really something you can do in a reactionary way. Like, you can't reactionary get a Stargate. That's not possible because you don't know what's happening yet. So yeah, Zest a little bit fortunate there, but he's been playing so well today that honestly it just kind of fits in his day. You know, usually the people that are doing well, they got everything on their side, and sometimes it's difficult to see where the luck ends and where the pure skill begins, because yeah, he's been fantastic. Zest has actually been fantastic today. And it's beautiful to see. It's a beautiful thing to see, but I wouldn't mind if we see something coming out of TY now, though. Says once again, scanning all around his base with his little probe, ensuring, hey, there's no barracks proxy close by, right? The probe says no. Start moving across the map and sees what's happening there, basically. And he's not going to be seeing anything too out of the ordinary. Just a standard barracks into gas. Barracks finishes at 126, which is... absolutely normal Marine start, which has been getting more and more popular. And then we're going to be going straight into that command center here for TY, as long as he manages to kind of push this probe away.
Probe taking a few nibbles is just going to start the CC out of position, so we can just lift and relocate that a few moments from now when it finishes, and the Marine doesn't get the kill.
No, this is really bad, because Zest actually tried to bait out that shot because he wants to know, right, is this a Marine or a Reaper? Because that's going to heavily influence his upcoming decisions. On like, hey, what is the timing of the first Widowmine drop? What is going to be the timing on these things? Like, what am I playing against? If you're going to show the Marine in this case, where you've been hiding it and pulling an SCV down, you need to get the probe. You absolutely need to. I think I'm going crazy, but is that depot out of position?
Ooh, it's wonky, isn't it?
I think I'm just going crazy.
I see what you... No, something's wrong. Because this wouldn't be a wall with the reactor, so it's got to be a little bit wrong, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It seems fine. I think I'm just going crazy. I'm just going wild.
I think it's a wall. I just don't think it's the usual wall that we see.
No, this is the usual wall.
Is that really?
I'm just going wild. Oh, Marauders.
Going crazy. Yes, Marauders from the other side of the map. Against a Stargate, which is not ideal, as Zest's going to open with an Oracle as well, so you're just going to have... Oracle can help out a lot defensively in this scenario. As long as you have like 2 or so you can overwhelm the Marines, that's going to be the big part of it.
Yeah. It's going to be very timing based, right? Like, when does TY decide to move out? Is he going to wait for 4 Marauders? Is he going to go with like 2 Marauders? We see single Marine production out of one of these barracks. The wall is just completely normal. I just absolutely was freaking out there for no reason. We have the Oracle flying across the map. If it flies into these Marines, that would be very good. If this Oracle gets another 7 kills, we might see a very quick game once again. This is okay for TY because he spots it, he can send back those Marines, and now there's really not that much at home. There's a Phoenix as a follow-up at home. There should be another Oracle. Should be a battery going down. This Oracle is going to be able to get 1-2 workers. Might get a 3rd worker on that natural base. There's still a lot of energy. It's actually going to be able to get a couple more. There's no split coming out of...
He hit the engineering bay for a while as the Adepts are going to get hit by the Marauders on the other side. So this fight starts, and I mean, probes are just going to start pulling into this instantly. So Zest definitely in some trouble as TY He'll get rid of the forward pylon here, so then you have to warp it into the main base. You can't even reinforce in the front lines. Double Stalker's going to show up. The pylon survives for now. The probe's still looking for the wraparound here, but obviously this is very expensive for Zest, who is just about going to turn this away, but again at a huge cost.
This is insane cost. I mean, the third base is going up. He's getting a Void Ray. But he's working off of 2 gates right now. The bunker finished in the natural. And I'm laughing at it because I thought this was getting pushed away, but no. TY, as I kind of checked the status of the game, it's like, hey, wait, I can micro my units way better than Hearthstone thinks I can, and he's just absolutely gonna go back into that bunker. He's actually gonna take out this Void Ray as well. Oh my god, the micro on this Marauder was beautiful. Just slightly pulling that Void Ray even further into the Marines, and now takes out that Void Ray as well. Another Oracle's being built. He just keeps rallying Marauders across the map, and he's not stopping with his aggression. He has turrets at home. He has 36 workers. Sure, he doesn't have a third base, but I want to say maybe soon Zest also doesn't anymore, but that might seem like a little bit of a stretch. There's an Oracle here right now. There's a couple of Stalkers. I mean, 2 Marauders.
Yeah. He's going to go and intercept a couple of reinforcements. I really like that. That's definitely a good move. Easy pickoffs, doesn't really cost you anything but a couple of shields, so yeah, that's good. And as you guess, Zest just buying time, wants to engage this as late as possible to make sure he has as much as possible to defend the third, make it as efficient as he can, because obviously so far it's been horribly inefficient for him.
Oh yeah, it's not been good at all. It's not been good at all. Good scan coming out of TY. I like that. Just saying, okay, I want to see what you have. There's a Void Ray coming in. There's an Oracle coming from the side as well. These Marines aren't all stuck together. Oh my god, Stim finishes as well. At a great timing, by the way.
Yeah.
Good Oracle control coming out of Zest. And he doesn't end up losing it either. Oh my god, this game is absolutely bananas. From minute 1, Oracle, yeah.
TY's aggression gonna work out this time. Zest loses his first map of the playoffs, and TY's on the score. There for game number 4, the opportunity for our red Terran in the bottom left to maybe tie things up. It is TY. And in the upper right, the blue Protoss, who is still in the lead, 2-1. It's Zest.
Zest, it is indeed. We're going to be seeing, once again, high ground wall. Zest a big fan of these Reaper walls, even though they kind of fallen out of fashion. And it's going to be a lot of Terrans confused by that. But it's because the meta for Terrans has shifted from Reaper first into a lot of those Marine first builds that we've been seeing recently, right? The Reaper kind of is a relic from the past at this point, Wardy. I hate to say it, but
no, it is, isn't it?
It is the truth, and Terran is just really dedicating hard to builds that are a little bit more flexible sometimes, you know, where you're like, oh, I don't really need the scouting that bad. I can wait till my first medevac or my first pressure, or sometimes you see them just kind of rush that triple CC with 2 racks or 3 racks. Oh my god, I love the full wall.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan of this move.
I like it, just mind games, right? You can do anything behind this. It makes it very difficult for Zest to know what's up, and he has to, like, in his mind, prepare for a lot of things this could be, and yeah, it's tough. Now this Marine's on the way out as well. Hopefully Probe doesn't stick around too long, or it will go down. He's going to patrol it, so he's going to have the movement ready to run away the second the Marine pops out.
Yeah, definitely. I like that SCV pushes away that Probe, by the way, so Zest can't pull any tricks. This Probe, once again, isn't going to die. I think that SCV should have stayed home. Ooh, Zest seeing that this SCV goes back home as well is a big freaking deal, by the way. That is a massive deal, because now Zest knows there's not going to be anything proxied on the map. I mean, TY can be kind of sure that there's no Stargate proxy, so I'm not quite sure here. I don't know why he did that. Why would he show that? That is an error. That's a sizable error. I feel very comfortable now as TOS. Very, very comfortable. We see first unit coming out of Zest is going to end up being that sentry. He builds a battery on the natural. Understandable in case of proxy Marauder, right? You do want to have that. That Probe, by the way, is doing one hell of a job ensuring that nothing is leaving the base. You see that? This has been a very helpful Probe here for Zest.
Picking up so much information throughout the early stages. That's gonna go that second gateway before any tech structure here. So, what's that? Is that just a sign of being a little bit worried still about what might be coming?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like he has no clue what he's up against. He's like, I want to know. He can follow this up with a Twilight still though, so that's most likely what he's going to be doing. Yeah, this is the most common response, honestly. Sentry Adept, battery on the low ground. If you believe there's a starport on the map as well, you kind of want to get another battery in the main as well. Ooh, what? In the yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had no clue what that Stargate was going to do. That was a terrible idea. I just don't know what he was planning on doing there. I just have no clue. I'm extremely surprised. It must have been a misclick. I can't imagine anything else. The Stargate at this point makes zero sense. You don't open Sentry 2 gate into Stargate. You can go straight Stargate if you want that. Before second gate, just blind battery on the natural, blind battery in the main. So that actually is painful because that's like 35 gas that you're not going to be getting back. Now Zest has plenty of gas. I mean, I think he messed something up in the build. He must have. I mean, this is not how it's supposed to look. I can tell you that much. Blink is not even remotely close to being done.
Stalk is out of position.
Yeah, this is unlucky.
This game may just end, right? Like there's an Adept and a Sentry on the natural.
I think unlikely to just straight up end, but there's going to be some damage here, I do believe. Yeah, Sentry ends up going down. Is there super battery? Why isn't being triggered? Zest? Why are we not using? There we go, battery overcharge. Yeah, this is. It doesn't end in the traditional sense of that Zest will need to tap out right here, but 8 workers at this point in the game, yeah, that's painful.
And the Marine Micro is beautiful as well, just to maintain pressure here and make the most out of it. So 8 workers go down. Fantastic setup for TY. And Zest, it almost felt like he was trying to wait as long as possible to activate the super battery, but then that just cost him even more probes, I think.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for the Stalkers to come back because otherwise he doesn't quite know what the reinforcement pad looks like, right? If there's like another tank and 4 Marines, it makes sense that you want to delay that. So you can't completely fault him for that. You always kind of got to be a little bit generous to the players there. Like, hey, what is it? Like, we know that there's no reinforcement, so it's like, hey, pop it as fast. Like, this is it, you know? But for Zest, it's like, well, if I pop it now and a second tank shows up, I'm gonna be in trouble then. I gotta wait. Like, Zest was afraid of dying, while TY just wanted to kill probes. And Zest was like, well, if he keeps rallying across the map, I don't mind losing 5-6 workers rather than dying overall. So understandable decision, but the wrong one. And here TY is getting a little bit lucky in that case with that little mind game, with that where Zest just wasn't completely aware of, hey, X is going on right here. Also was too slow with the Stalker move out on the map. Now I can explain that as well. It's because usually you wait for a second tank till you do the push out. It's not super common to do this with a single tank. So the timing by Zest actually was perfect for the more common 2-tank build. And then TY is like, but I'm moving out with 1 tank, what's up? And just really going for that, lots of probe damage. So nice little variation on what is more standard, and TY now in a good position and is going for the Hero Marine drop. This is I'm not sure if well, obviously Hero Marine didn't invent single medevac drops, but he's been super keen to use this almost every single game where you build your first medevac and it stays alive, whether that's with a mine drop or with a little push out like we saw earlier. You send it across the map once stint finishes, and then you move out with your 2 medevacs with the main army, and you just have such oh my god, are you joking? This drop finds a 4 Zealot warp in. This is so unlucky.
It's slow as well, right? So just you can kill all of them for free.
Oh man, Zest is going to be very frustrated after that, and he needed that. He needed something to happen. He's getting a force at this point. He's 9 gateways. Did he just cancel Storm? No, Storm just finished up. Does he have any Templar with his army? I mean, he has 5 Templar. Zest still managing to get out a crap ton of units somehow. I don't know how he does it, but he knows when to build gateways. He knows exactly when to probe up. He knows exactly when to build loads of units off of 3 gates and when to not build any units off of 3 gates. And once again, he kind of guesses correctly. That doesn't mean he necessarily wins here, but it does increase the chances. He doesn't have charge yet. He got Storm before charge. This is a crazy guy. This man is absolutely crazy. He has no clue what to warp in right now. He wants to warp in Zealots, but he's like, wait, Zealots are going to be useless.
Yeah.
Do I warp in Stalkers? I mean, warp in something. 1800 minerals. What is this?
No, 9 Stalkers are the choice in the end, as TY is going to take the gateway on the right-hand side. He is going to have a Storm on top of his Marines, and they actually go forward and back through the Storm. A couple of feedbacks hitting Medivacs too. I mean, actually turned out to be better than expected for Zest, who does kill some SCVs on the other side of the map with the chargeless Zealots, which are now making the slowest getaway attempt ever.
Yeah, this is not the high-speed chase that we like to see with Zealots. I have no clue how Zest got in this game this well. He's in a position once again where it's looking completely fine for him. The supply for TY, the army supply, is still big. He still has a scary army, but I mean, Zest is adding 4 more gateways. He has a crap ton of stalkers. He's getting a 4th base. Where is he getting the audacity from to walk across the map with this many stalkers at this point? He's going for a semi-base trade, and TY doesn't have a lot at home. So this isn't quite going to work out, and now TY is going to try to go for the catch.
Yep, if you can get rid of the stalkers. They back away. Okay, TY, well, TY keeps a 3rd alive. Obviously, it does feel like Zest just broke TY's momentum, though, right? I mean, we started this game with everything, you know, pointing toward TY, but now Zest spending some of that money. He's got the high Templars with the Storm still. Yeah, he didn't really take much damage in the last couple moments. Well, I like it more than it's been in a while for Zest.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's good. Enhanced Shockwave being researched right now. Turret going down for TY, and he's been cutting workers for a very long time right now. He's planning on making a move soon. He wants to kill Zest, all right? He wants to kill Zest. He wants to walk across that map. I wouldn't be surprised if he grabs a couple of SCVs. This sensor tower, I don't understand. But I'm sure there's a reason for it. Perhaps luring Zest into a fake sense of security. I mean, you see the sensor tower on the map. It's like, oh, sensor tower, that's a late game, you know? But Zest already was throwing down 2 extra robos. Is there a robo bay yet? Oh, he's just going to mass immortal. Second Forge, Dark Shrine. So we're seeing a big transition here coming out of Zest into that late stage of that late game stage of this matchup. Oh my god, brilliant EMP coming out of TY. How many storms is there? There's 4 storms. Are there's 4 Templars still remaining? 2 storms. 4 storms. There's actually 4 storms. Okay, I was right.
Yeah,
accidentally. Nice.
Yeah, accidentally correct. I mean, he's got those from coming from different sides as well, so there's not an easy way to dodge or EMP this. You just got to be paying attention where these units move in from. Here are the first 2 High Templar, and they do hit on the army. The other 2 coming in from the top right in a moment or so. And Zest is still picking a good fight here. I think the Zealots are definitely getting, you know, well involved. Most in the Archon as we do continue to push this down. We do have the Viking falling. The Raven just about survives, but this is an army from Zest that has the opportunity to pursue. He's going to blink forward. Now the Zealots come in from the other side as well, and TY's forces here are going to get cleaned out. Can the Stalker count remain high enough to chase down Medivacs is maybe the best question right now. Not really. I do feel like the Stalker pulling forward was maybe the unnecessary part of that.
Yeah, not a big fan of that move whatsoever. We have a lot of cash in the bank here for Zest, who's getting a prism. Zest is blissfully unaware right now of what's going on, by the way. He did not realize that this was basically an all-in coming out of TY. He thought this was your regular macro push. Zest is actually going to be moving up. It's like, wait, I can counterattack, I think. And TY is like, oh, all right, if you want to fight me on my side of the map, I guess I can go back home. You should be pretty happy to oblige there. I mean, there's a sensor tower, but there's no gases even on the 3rd base. There's E-base going down, so maybe TY is pretending to kind of go into a longer macro game. We have +3 on the way for just 11 workers went down against a double mine drop, by the way.
Yeah, top left-hand corner, successful attack here, and Zest still not going to falter though. He's going to continue to move on forward, and he wants to find an opportunity to push in, but with the Liberator count starting to get up here, ghosts and mines, there's surely no way you commit into a fight and come out on the other side smiling.
Yeah, it seems difficult to imagine, but Zest's been doing some things this series that have been difficult to imagine already, and just kind of pulls them off. There's a turret in the natural. The control is too good by Zest. Yeah. A lesser player might have just rallied that in and lost 4 Templars in a Prism. But luckily for Zest, he's not Dutch, so he's not going to do that.
No, he, especially when it's Templars, right? He can't afford to lose that Prism at all. So he pays attention to it as he takes a couple of EMPs to the face there, though. He's actually going to engage in with the Speed Zone, getting the Zealots forward quickly. Now the Prism comes in for that flank, and that is going to be, well, he actually ran into so many Widow Mines, then the Storm actually finished off some of his Zealots, but now he gets another Storm on top of the Medivacs. Man, these Medivacs are low. If he can just get rid of some of the rest of the kind of power units here, the Stalkers would do such a good job cleaning up, but I think Zest now is going to end up losing a lot, and the Widow Mines don't get cleaned up either.
Yeah, what a pickup by TY. The speed of thinking on this guy and the speed of handling that situation, which went from absolutely god-awful to, this looks okay, to, hey, wait, I'm actually winning this fight. And now setting up for a 2-2 push. What do we have left splash-wise here for Zest? I mean, we have 4 Templar just newly warped in. There's another Prism coming out. We have two Robos, or 3 Robos we have still, right? No, we only have 2 Robos. We have a Robo Bay coming down finally. There's a Liberator going to be harassing that top left base. I can't believe TY is actually making a game out of this. That is absolutely wild. It's going to be a base trade. You can't be serious.
I mean, this is what Zest definitely showed us he was very good at in the group stages against pure base trade and in crazy scenarios. I mean, he kind of gets a base and that's going to be all, though. Now he's going to back off, so he's going to lose more important bases of his own, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess Zest still has top left and the right side mining, and TY is only on 3 bases, so maybe?
Yeah, percentage-wise, this was a value play coming out of Zest. And now, yeah, at first I wasn't sure about the move back, but now that I'm looking at these armies, I'm like, oh, why not? Actually, this looks fine. TY completely caught away from his mines here, trying to micro out of this. That's not going to work.
No. He's going to lose a lot, but then he comes in from the bottom side, so these couple of Immortals are in trouble, loses one of the 2. Zest now going to try and respond. Man, he's maybe going to actually be able to chase these Medivacs once. I've been saying it all game. He's going to have enough to scare TUI out of the game, would you believe it? And Zest is going to take the 3-1 lead. What a bonkers game number 4 we just got to see. Match point territory. That's in the top right-hand side. Perhaps able to take the tournament down right here. And right now is the Blue Protoss player Zest. His opponent in the bottom left-hand side, the Red Terran TY, who needs to win 3 in a row if he wants to become the champ of WardiTV 2021.
That's gonna be rough, Wardy.
It feels tough, right? Like, Zest is, even when he gets behind or in tough positions, he is finding fights and he's finding ways and moves to just get himself back into games and to make fights awkward for TY. And to eventually win out from positions that we just don't think should happen.
Yeah, absolutely. He's playing some insane Starcraft 2 right now, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what TY decides to do here. All right, like Zest has been difficult to predict. I felt like at times in the past where Zest was slightly too predictable in his playstyle, where he'd find one build and he'd keep playing it basically because he felt comfortable with it. But now he's literally playing absolutely everything. We're seeing Robo, we're seeing Twilight, we're seeing DT drops, we're seeing Stargate being mixed in. Like, how are you supposed to prepare for this guy? He has it all.
Yeah, I have.
The only thing we're missing is like a charge build. Like the moment if he pulls out a charge build, I feel like TY should just admit, all right, like you know more, you're better than the rest. So just take it already. Here, take your first prize money, take your first place somewhere. But oh my, another reveal on the Marine. And once again the probe gets away. That's not what's supposed to. That is the 3rd time this happens, Wardy. Yeah. And it's starting to annoy me. It's starting to annoy me a little bit. This is not what's supposed to happen for sure. Because now also it's so comfortable for the TOS to just move out with that first adept, right? Kind of say, hey, like you can just come over and see what I'm doing here exactly. And it's especially important because he's trying to open up with some Hellions again.
Hellion-based opening, perhaps, as we do just have.
Oh, Hellion drop. It's Hellion drop.
Yeah. because he's putting the SCV out to the bottom right to build a starport. He loves this, man. He did this a lot against Trap as well. It's kind of a big go-to for TY. It's kind of one of the cornerstones of his TvP. Is Zest will open with a Twilight Council, so at least it's not the Stargate this time.
Hey, that's a good opener. This is looking like a DT drop, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Robo goes down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. A little bit ambitious though to do the same build on the same map. I feel like for like the third or fourth time. He did this against Clem in Last Chance. He did this last series against Cure. Did he do this against Inno as well on Oxide?
Can't remember.
Can't remember if they even played Oxide.
Yeah, I'll quickly double check for you.
You go do that, Wardy, as I we'll talk about this Adept shading back home. First two Hellions show up. Yep, there comes the Dark Shrine. Third Adept is going down as well. Are we going to be seeing any batteries? There's no batteries. This could be a very short game, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a very short game. The only thing I am afraid of here for TY, of course, is that the starport's on the other side of the map. If he doesn't save scans, it could be a short game in favor of Zest. I'm afraid though that Zest needs to warp in extra units at home and not really will be able to get any type of DT force on the other side of the map. Hellions starting to fly into the main base. There's 3 Adepts ready there. Probe in the natural trying to block that off. Good boost coming out of TY. That was going to be able to get a couple of worker kills here. That's for sure.
Yep, gets 2 right away. We'll go to 4, so doubles up his kills already. The medevac a bit far away from those Hellions, but the Hellions off down to the natural. So they will get some more kills. It's going to work out in the end. 8 kills and counting, up to 10 now. And the damage is done. 11 workers picked off here. Make it 13 actually, and still 3 Hellions here, still in 1-shot potential, so the shield battery doesn't matter. Oh my god, they keep lining up. And he still has 3 Hellions alive. DT's warped straight into the main base. Scan is available. I think this is a defense in the making for TY.
Yeah, I think so too. First DT. Oh my god, brilliant pickup. They're coming out of Zest. 9 workers already going down. All DTs stay alive as well. Is there anything in the natural? Turret is too late. This eBay finished a while ago.
He just forced the second scan. There's no scan right now. So you can go into the natural and get a lot more damage done.
Oh no. TY, not like this. 29 works since 27. The 3 Hellions in. How are these still alive? More workers are going to be going down. Good micro coming out of TY. Did anything get cleaned up yet?
Oh, the
one DT. One DT went down.
Yeah, 1 DT died, but that's about it. 5 extra workers, as you mentioned. Okay, a couple more SCVs will fall. We will see the depots still disappearing, though. Zest really finds the counter damage. I didn't think this was possible to find this amount of counter damage.
This shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
This was. It's not an easy defense. Don't get me wrong, but he saved the scans. He just moved out of position too far initially with the tank. Marine, I wouldn't even mind if he pulls all workers from the natural, sends them into the main, because he can't split. He decided to gamble where the prison was going to come from. I mean, he just killed 17 workers. You don't need to have mining on your natural, because Zest doesn't even have probes to mine his natural anymore. And right now we're actually... So I don't know how Zest does this, but we're looking at a game where Zest is up 11 workers. Yes, his army is smaller. Yes, he doesn't have a third base yet, and these things aren't great. I think he also lost his prism, right? So the counter damage is going to be difficult to pull off, but eco-wise, Zest is fine. Zest is once again fine. With his economy, there's an... Ooh. Can this Viking actually kill more than 3 workers?
Well, it's going to go in and go for an attempt at least as we move on through.
4 workers for a single Viking. That is more than you usually sign for. So I think the is going to be quite happy with that. Also sees the 3rd base. We see double Archon drop, and now there's no Viking at the home. Oh my god, Zest, you absolute nuisance of a Protoss player.
And that Viking's low as well, so even if the Viking shows up, it's Falcons can maybe just kill it and shut down the zone out. Depends where it shows up, or when it shows up, I suppose.
Yeah, this isn't doing as much as I kind of was hoping here for Zest. Still gonna do a fair amount. It's very important he doesn't lose the Viking. Oh my god, that was way too close, TY. So giving me heart attacks. Absolute monster. Stim pack finished up, by the way. Do we have? We had an eBay, right? Did it research anything? The answer is no. We have a tech lab. Is it researching something? Once again, the answer is no. There's no combat shield on the way. Okay, I think this is going to be a non-combat shielded move out here. With just pure marine, 2 medevacs, praying to God he can get a W. And it might work. It might work, Wardy. The splash here isn't that big. Like, there's 2 Archons, sure. He healed them with the battery in the main, which is cool. There's no upgrades here for Zest. There's also no upgrades here for TYTY. The gateway count is very low. That's the main thing that's worrying me here for Zest. Everything else I can kind of live with, but the gate count being so low is painful. We see him building Immortals. You usually only do this if you don't have enough gateways and you desperately need units out. Look at this double drop. This is brilliant. He scans in the natural. I would have loved to see the scan in the main base to kind of force a response out of Zest. Like, hey, I'm scanning your main base. Why aren't you doing anything? And he actually just left his entire army at the 3rd, and that's exactly, of course, where the army of TY went as well. And that is a little bit fortunate for Zest, but also it's just his knowledge of how his opponents will like to move, his knowledge of how his opponents like to play. Raven is flying into the natural right now. There's no battery in the natural. 2 workers did end up dying in the 3rd. Now we see an auto turret going down. Can he get workers here? He can get 1 more worker. Okay, not the greatest, not the worst either. These Archons are going to take out the Raven.
Yeah, he is going to get more because the probes run back down, so he gets 2 more. Yeah, the Archon's got 7 SCVs during all of this as well. So TY, while he's been dealing damage, he took damage of his own. So he still doesn't get into the worker lead or anything along those lines. And now Zest's moving out. I mean, these Marines are about to have combat shields and +1, so yeah, I do agree that this is unlikely going to be a good fight for him.
Oh, it's not unlikely that it's going to be a good fight because TY is kind of caught out of position, but it seems like an odd play if you're up in workers, up a base, 2 mines, getting some decent shots, lots of DPS coming out of these Marines, of course. The splash not quite here yet for Zest. Sentries are being sniped. I think this needs to be a fly away, but can you really fly away? Could blink forward, snipes the wrong medevac though.
He gets 2 at least though, so it's still good.
Yeah, scary. Very tight situation here. Zest is going to continue on into the natural. There is +1 Marines, there's 2 more mines, there's still a tank here. This Archon is getting very low. Oh my god, the mines kind of miss.
Yeah.
Kind of whiff. Tank guys, where are the medevacs? They're going across the map trying to go for some type of semi-base plate. There's a cannon in the mineral line of the 3rd base though.
Oh, Zest is just setting off the Widow Mines with 1 Zealot at a time as well. SCVs are going to have to come in to repair the orbital, which they will do, but now you're losing SCVs. I guess you do lose probes on the other side as well. The cannon goes down to these few Marines, so that's something Zest has to deal with, but he's still warping in offensively because he thinks he can just win the game right now.
Yeah, I think he can do quite some damage. Here we see a recall home onto the 3rd base. Pick up. Ooh, a little bit slow on the pickup there. Loses all of his Marines as well. We have the Raven flying into the natural and sees, hey, wait, there's a battery there. I don't think I want to go there anymore. And goes back into the dead space in between the natural and the 3rd. Still no Templar Archives, which is odd with this army. Of course, there's still a Dark Shrine. There's 3 bases here for TY. There's only 23 workers. Army supply is relatively close. Once he gets that 3rd base as an orbital, he says harassing with 4 stalkers. I love it and I hate it at the same time, Wardy. I don't know what this is. He's gonna be able to pick off 2-3 workers. I can feel it. He's gonna kill 3 Marines and 3 SCVs, and it's gonna look fantastic. Yeah, there we go. First Marine goes down. Now the Marauders show up, and actually not gonna get too much done here. Exposing himself to a decent risk as well with this, of course, but also kind of keeping his opponent busy. The production tab right now is looking very scary if you're a TY fan. I mean, he has not that many units in production. We have armor on the way for Zest, and Zest still being aggressive. He has full vision as well of his opponent with that observer, of course. And we have 4 stalkers in this prison. You can drop them down now, Zest. It's fine, it's okay. You don't need to keep them in there. They can fend for themselves.
Yep, just going to take down these rocks and open up a pathway as lots of Zealots. The force field's not quite good. There's a gap so the units can still back away, but now the Storm's going to make a play on the left-hand side. Still just leaving these Zealots and the Immortals to try and fight on the right on their own at the moment as he loses the Observer as well, flies it into the missile turret. Now the Stalkers have to blink back, but again, kind of on their own. If they end up taking a fight, it's probably not going to be good for them. They're going to turn, they're going to get 2 Marauders right away, and they'll blink once more. The further you chase them, the more out of position you are, as the Zealots are on the right side again. And he's catching the reinforcements now, Zest.
Yeah, it is looking very, very rough here for TY. He's producing from naked barracks in the natural to mines. Decent enough splits coming out of Zest, and not all of them, the Zealots, will end up going down. Good kiting coming out of TY. Pull some of the workers as well. Don't forget, it's 44 against 22 currently. If TY manages to hold, perhaps he has a chance, but is there enough for him here to hold? The Medivacs are putting in a lot of work. Four Zealots extra being warped in. Liberator comes in, gets jumped immediately. The flank from these Zealots on these Marauders is painful. Raven is finally back. This looks like a big F2.
Yeah.
TY might actually be holding here, but what?
It's not quite. GG's Zest. It's going to be your WardiTV 2021 champion, as he only drops a single map throughout the entirety of the playoffs. And he played some ridiculous games as well. It's not like these were just like... It's not like he played really well, but like some of these games were just like so back and forth, so close, getting to absolute crazy states. And he was able to pull it out. 4-1 over TY in the finals is a really impressive result.